Generosity is the best way to eradicate guilt. Now let me repeat that. Generosity is the best way to eradicate guilt. Now let me ask you a question. What do you feel most guilty about in business? Very likely the answer has something to do with not spending enough time or not paying enough attention to your clients. Does that sound familiar? One of the things we want to talk about is how we begin to add more value. Because after all, that's what this program's about. We're looking to create a first-class cabin in your business so that you can pay the right amount of attention to the right people. What happens, as we've talked about before in a normal business, is that everyone's treated the same. And unfortunately, your easiest clients are usually the ones that get the least amount of attention because they're not screaming the loudest. So what we want to do is, instead of having a business by default, we're going to help you continue to create this business by design. And part of the way that we're going to do that is helping you think of ways to provide additional value. One of the things that you had heard Ken speak about in an earlier session is the idea around the fact that your clients are very lucky to have you because of the value that you do add. So now we want to take that one step further. Right. Again, another fallacy in business is that we have to be in the office to be making money. And that is absolutely false. Unfortunately, our brains aren't trained that way. We've been conditioned that we must be in the office between 8 and 4 p.m. or 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Right? That's our conditioning. So to do anything different from that feels uncomfortable. It doesn't feel normal. But I'm here to tell you that the best way to add value is to get out of your office. I have a client who has been building his business and he's created the ultimate business by design. And he's done it through the champion path. And literally he played 200 rounds of golf last year. Now you might be thinking, well, okay, great, he played 200 rounds of golf. What happened to his business? His business has actually been growing consistently by 25% year over year. And last year was no exception. So obviously he's been on the golf course with a few clients, and that's usually where he meets new clients. Again, through this idea, this thing we call around introductions. So his best champions he takes on the golf course, and they invite their best friends to come play with them. And eventually, magically, they end up doing business together. It's been the same exact social principles that we've used to make our friendships, create deeper relationships, all the same stuff. We're not preaching anything new here. But what we do want you to get is we want you to get that consciously building your business shouldn't be any different than building your social relationships. So just like you add value to those relationships, you might throw them a birthday party when it's their birthday. You might take them out for a special dinner to celebrate some personal achievement in their life. Same thing for your clients. No different. Right? So what I'd like you to begin to think about this week are, who are those special individuals, those people, those potential champions or those great clients who deserve your attention this week. Maybe one of your clients' sons was in a Little League championship. Make a simple phone call and ask them how that went. It doesn't take much, and it doesn't even require a lot of money. It just requires some conscious mental attention.